Okay, thank you. Well, I'm starting with this welcoming address. I'm PC Jain, Chartered Accountant, and on behalf of Professional Skill Enrichment Committee of ICI, welcome to all the participants in today's webcast on leadership skills for Chartered Accountants. I also welcome to CA Dr. Anuj Goyal, Chairman, Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, ICI, and CA Shri Priya Kumar, Vice Chairperson, Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, ICI. Today's resource person is CA Nidhi Malani, and all the event enablers, CA Karan Garg, CA Parveen Singhal, CA Sunil Bansal, CA Raja Rana, and other present over here. So this is a start, and now I shall introduce Dr. Anuj Goyal ji, who is our Central Council member. He is a Central Council member 2022 to 25 of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, qualified FCA, FCS, FCMA, MCOM, LLB, PhD, DISA, DIRM, there's so many. Besides that, he is 6-time Central Council member of ICI since 2004, Chairman Professional Skill Enrichment Committees, ICI, Chairman Ethical Standard Boards, ICIC, Convener Publication CDS Directorate, ICI, Vice Chairman Sustainability Reporting Standard Board, Vice Chairman Taxation Audit Quality Review Board, and member of various non-standing committee of ICI. He is a dynamic Central Council member who is always with the prime objective to serve members of ICI at large and always stand with and for the member of ICI. He had earlier served as a chairperson of CIRC of ICI and inner position of CIRC of ICI and chairman in Ghaziabad branch of CIRC of ICI before joining the ICI Central Council. So, welcome, Dr. Anuj Goyal. Now, for CA Shri Priya Kumarji, Vice Chairperson, Professional Skill Enrichment ICI. Before she speaks out, Shri Priya Kumar, Central Council member 2022-25 of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. She had earlier served as a Central Council member in 2016 to 2019 and in the South Regional Council in 2012-15. She is currently the chairperson of the Sustainability Reporting Standard Board, ICI, and also the vice chairperson of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, ICI, and Corporate Laws and Corporate Governance Committee, ICI, and other members of various non-standing committees. So, with this, I will now invite CA Nidhi Malani, Chartered Accountant. CA Nidhi Malani, Chartered Accountant, practicing helping business with process enrichment, cost optimization, and policy implementation. She is a qualified ADR professional, ex-PwC, and a YouTuber. Today, she will deliberate on leadership skills for chartered accountants. With these words, I end my welcome address and request Sambit Pataji to take over from me and start the proceedings. Right, sir?
You have to call the vice chairperson and chairman.
Thank you, Sambit. Thank you.
Yeah, please do that.
Yes. So on behalf of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and on behalf of my chairman, Shri Anuj Goyal ji, I'd like to extend a very warm and a very hearty welcome to you all on this sunny Saturday morning to a webinar on leadership skills for chartered accountants. I also take this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome to a very senior member of this profession, CA PC Jain sir. We have with us CA PK Singhal sir and CA Karan Garg. Thank you so much for enabling this event. As regards the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, this is a new committee and Chairman will also speak about it. We are trying to focus on core skills, soft skills for chartered accountants. We're talking about branding, we're talking about leadership, we're talking about negotiation, we're talking about communication, we're talking about written communication skills. We've been talking about, of course, we'll talk about ethics in a big way. We possibly do some interesting programs on professionals' dharma. And we're going to be talking about critical thinking, design thinking, a whole lot of skills that are important, but we really don't know. Possibly we have those skills, but we don't know when to apply them. So it's in this context that today's webinar is on leadership skills for chartered accountants. We have a very good speaker, C. Nidhi Malani. So I wouldn't want to sort of enter into her domain of the presentation, but I'd just like to present a few perspectives that I have on leadership. Leadership for anybody, but more importantly, leadership for chartered accountants. What's point number one? I think what's the core objective of leadership? It's just simply to make lives better. If each leader, if each person in this world thinks I'd like to do something to make somebody else's life better, he's a leader. It could be a Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, who sort of opened out such a slew of digital initiatives that enables the country to actually move to a tremendous path of digitization, whether it's the public infrastructure on IT or the DPI, the digital public infrastructure, or whether it's passing benefits of programs, let's say the Manrega to the people. I think that is leadership. Leadership is also about doing a great audit, writing a great report, giving the best to your client. The second thing about leadership I think is very valuable is I think every leader must want to make another leader. Everybody who works with you must come in as a leader. And here I'd like to speak about Anuj Goyalji actually. Hello. I have never felt I'm the vice chairperson of this committee. He just said, okay, just told the secretary, whatever madam says is fine, please go ahead. And so normally when I do something, I think 2 times before doing it because we think, look, he's given me so much liberty. And I think my own performance improves. The third thing about leadership is people say leadership is an art, leadership is a science. I think it's maybe both or even neither. I think leadership is a state of mind. It's a state of mind that just wants you to personally excel and to see everybody around you excel. So what happens then? You start training, you start delegating, you start being nice to people, you start communicating better. Everything just falls into place. And the fourth point that I'd like to make is leadership is the ability to think ahead. It's the ability to think solutions and not just problems. Of course, you can't define the end state solution for every problem. You must at least be able to conceptualize a problem and conceptualize a solution. It's the ability to push the envelope constantly to deliver better ideas. And I'm not going to say to the country, to your family, to your clients, and then to the country and possibly even to the whole world. Leadership, sixthly, is the ability to not compromise, but to synthesize. To see how you can take the best out of everybody and use it for the larger benefit of an ecosystem. Leadership, if I were to talk about one attribute, which I think is most important for a leader and most important for chartered accountant as a leader, it's this attribute of integrity. Have you ever thought about it? There's a term called honesty and there's something called integrity. Honesty is being honest, possibly to a law. Integrity is a much higher thing. It's a state of mind where what you say, what you think, and what you do are the same thing. And whether it's professional integrity or personal integrity, I think if you are a leader with integrity, then you automatically sort of gain that following. And the last thing I'd like to say about leadership, and I start with what I said, it's a state of mind. It's the ability to let go. Like my own chairman saying, no, I have to see everything that happens. So there's quite a bit of work that happens in the committee. I think it's that ability to let go that actually creates leaders. So thank you very, very much once again for being in this webinar. And I'm sure, as always, we've now set a standard. We'd have about 2,000 people possibly starting to attend this. And we're very thankful for the words of support, appreciation, and most importantly, all of you coming in every Saturday at 11 a.m. to discuss leadership skills and other soft skills for chartered accountants. And thanks for this tremendous support to the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, moving forward, I would request the chairman of the Professional Skill Enrichment Board, Anuj Goyalji, to deliver his welcome address.
Thank you very much, CA Karan Garji, our leader. And he was one of the youngest leader of the profession from Ghaziabad, has led the Ghaziabad branch as the chairman. So we are having the presence of the best of the leaders, Nidhi Malani ma'am, who is leading like anything and using the social media for the good of the for the good of the mankind, for the good of the profession. We are having, of course, our very, very prominent leader, CA Sri Priya Kumar ma'am, our Honorable Central Council member and Vice Chairperson of this very, very important committee. I think the way she is leading by example, something really great. Practically each and every initiative in this Professional Skill Enrichment Committee is the brainchild of Sri Priya ma'am. We are having very, very young leader, CA PC Jain ji, who is the founder of the Transcendent CP Study Circle, and at this very, very young age of 70 years also, he is trying to see that how he can lead the profession by example. And we are having CAPK Singalji, another leader, who has led the Noida branch, Gautam Budnagar branch, as the chairman. And now he is going to be the part of the regional council also. So I think we are really fortunate that we are having the best of the leaders today, and we are having the delegates from each and every part of the country, outside country also. And I think the chartered accountants are best suited to have the leadership skills, because unless and until a professional, the best of the professional of the world is having the leadership skill. So whether one is in practice, whether one is in employment, whether one is running a business, whether one is in politics, unless and until you are having the best of the leadership skills, it's really very difficult to take the people with you to really motivate your colleagues and the employees of the organization. So we are really grateful, really fortunate that our Nidhi Malani ji, who is really contributing in a great way, is amongst all of us to let us know that what are the leadership skills and how the chartered accountants, who are the best accounting professionals in the world, can enrich further as far as the leadership skills are concerned. We are having close to 2,000 chartered accountants live as of now from each and every part of the world. So I welcome all of you on behalf of the Institute of Chartered Accountants and the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee. And friends, in this dynamic landscape of modern accounting leadership is not merely an asset, it's a necessity. And the chartered accountants serves as the bedrock of financial integrity and strategic decision making within organization worldwide. However, beyond their technical expertise lies a realm where leadership prowess elevates them from the profession to transformative figures. And leadership for chartered accountants transcends mere meaningful roles. It embodies the ability to inspire trust, drive change, and steer organizations towards sustainable success. As guardians of financial health and ethical guardianship, chartered accountants will wield influence not only through their expertise but also through their leadership acumen. So I'm quite confident that all of us will certainly learn a lot from Nidhi Malani ji. And friends, as far as the effective leadership is concerned, effective leadership for chartered accountant is not a one size fits all paradigm, but rather a mosaic of traits and skills honed through experience and conscious development. Here are some fundamental leadership skills essential for chartered accountants to navigate the complexities of their professional and make of their profession and make meaningful impacts. So I'm quite confident that all of us will certainly try to see that the best of the accounting professionals, how they can their skills can be further enriched and the leadership skill is one of the skill. I will not be taking you further time, as we are very, very eager to hear Nidhi ji. I once again welcome all our honorable delegates from each and every part of the world, and Sri Priya Kumar ma'am, our best of the leader of the profession from southern part of the country, from Chennai, the vice chairperson of this very, very important professional skill enrichment committee, CA PC Jain sir, very, very senior leader of the profession from Transcendency Peace Study Circle, CA PK Singhal ji, past chairman, Gautam Budh Nagar branch, Noida branch, CA Karan Garg ji, past chairman, Ghaziabad branch, one of the youngest, and all, and of course Dr. Sambit Misra ji, who is leading this committee as secretary of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee. So I will not be taking further time. I once again welcome Nidhi Malani ji on behalf of the ICI and on behalf of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Now moving forward, I would like to put up the objective of this program. The objective of the program is leadership skills encompass a broad range of abilities and traits that enable individuals to guide, inspire, and motivate others towards a common goal. Leadership skills are essential for chartered accountants as they often work in teams and lead client engagements. Chartered accountants have the ability to motivate and inspire team members to achieve their goals and are also able to provide guidance and support to team members and manage conflicts effectively. Effective leading is always striving to improve themselves and develop their abilities to better serve their team and organization. Today's session will emphasize on various aspects of leadership skills for chartered accountants. Now, moving forward, I would like to request CA PK Singhal ji to introduce our speaker, CA Nidhi Malani.
Thank you, Karanji. Good morning to all. It's my great pleasure to give brief profile of speaker CA Nidhi Malani ji. Nidhi Malani ji, chartered accountant, practicing helping business with process enhancement, cost translation, and policy implementations. She is a certified ADR professional, ex-PwC, and a YouTuber. Today, she will deliberate on leadership skills for chartered accountants. It will be very useful for all of us CA professionals. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ma'am, over to you for your delegation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank the PSEC and all the committee members who gave me this opportunity to be here on this platform and be able to share my experiences, my journey about leadership with all the other fellow chartered accountants. With this, I would like to share my screen, and without taking much time, I would like to proceed on the topic for which we all are collected over here, which is leadership for chartered accountants. The basic motive of leadership is to make your teams work smarter, not harder. Gone are the days when we used to focus on hard work. Discipline is still necessary, but it is the time to do smart work. That is also something which the upgrading technology is telling us to. So let us take that as an opportunity where we can devote more of our time on finishing our soft skills rather than the hard technical skills, or you can say day-to-day regular routine automatized work. There's a great quote by Mahatma Gandhi ji, which says, I suppose leadership at one time meant muscles, but today it means getting along with people, which stays true even after 75 years of independence. Leadership does not mean that you have a very strong personality. It does not mean that you have a very good body, very good physique, you look good. Just by looking good, you will not become a leader. What makes you a leader is how the people around you feel about you. So that's what he means by saying that today the leadership means getting along with people. But it's a tricky task how to make people work with you. Just think about it. How would be a house without a mother? Can you just imagine a house without a mother? A garden without a gardener? A ship without a captain? And a business without a chartered accountant? It would be a mess. It is going to be a chaos. And there is definitely going to be a lot of tension and friction around things which are working. Ultimately, it will break down. It has to break down because there is a lack of leadership in all these kind of situations. Yes, a lack of leadership, even if there is a business running without a chartered accountant, you might work with a good finance acumen. You can manage things, but if you really want to grow without a chartered accountant, it is next to impossible. And I'm sure each one of us would have experienced this in some or the other stage of their careers, of their lives. So it's time to focus on understanding that what leadership is and what does it mean for professionals like us who are dealing day in day out in financial roles. There's a very small issue for businesses, but big issue for chartered accountants, especially the ones who are practicing.
Now leaving. So will that be okay?
Hello?
12 बजे मेरी मीटिंग है तो इसलिए मैं I'm leaving. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, so all right. So the chartered accountants which are into practice, they face this a lot day in, day out. For the businesses, operations and sales is the most prime focus. But when it comes to finance, especially with respect to micro and small enterprises, managing the finance comes as a last priority for them. So there is where we actually have to lead by example and give furthermore inputs, or you can say we have to add much more value, firstly to make our own importance stand. If you are a leader, it means that you are going to get that respect automatically. It's not going to come by fear. It is going to come as a respect. There's a difference when someone asks you out of respect and when someone asks you out of fear. So let me take you to the different styles of leadership which are available. As per studies which have been made, there are multiple styles of leadership. There is democratic leadership. What does it mean by democratic leadership? Democratic leadership would mean that the decisions would be based on inputs, data. The data becomes the decision take, the mastermind, the focus, the source of decision making. If your gut feel is something else, but the data represents something else, and you are going by what the data is saying, that is necessarily a democratic leadership. Then comes the strategic leadership. Strategic leadership is the leadership where decisions are based on strategies and goals. So where the strategic level of management, the top level of management makes some decisions and it gets implemented across the organization, that is something which you can take as strategic leadership. Then comes coaching leadership. Now, what is coaching leadership? Coaching leadership is something similar to servant leadership. In coaching leadership or servant leadership, we try to nurture the individuals. We try to give powers to our team so that they can become leaders. This is a very abundance mindset oriented leadership, and there are a lot of benefits out of it. But again, everything will depend on situations. If your team is capable enough to take that steps forward, you can definitely go for a coaching style of leadership where you become a coach and all the actions and decision taking is done by your team members. Then there is bureaucratic leadership. Bureaucratic leadership is the decisions which are coming from company policies. So in a lot of large scale companies, you would find that there are a set of policies and everything shift or switch those kind of policies until and unless it has a huge impact. In that situation also, in situations where it is going to have a huge impact, in that situation also it is going to happen through a set procedure and system only. Or when you as a leader keeps on thinking about what changes we can make, how we can improve further. If you and your team is constantly working on what more, it is a kind of transformational leadership. So a lot of changes keep on happening, a lot of upgradation keep on happening when you are following a transformational leadership. 1 minute. Then we have autocratic leadership. Autocratic leadership is the leadership where decisions are taken from a single source, which means generally you will find this particular type of leadership in proprietorship concerns, where the owner is the only person who makes all the decisions, and the power or the autonomy to make decisions is not given to the employees or even the managerial level employees. Every single small to big decision is made by the owner itself. That is the form of autocratic leadership. Then comes laissez-faire leadership, whereby decisions come from individual employees. So you might come across some institutions whereby the founder or the owner of the particular organization will divide some level of decision making to its team members entirely. There is no say of the founder in whatever decisions the team members are making. That is a kind of laissez-faire leadership. This also helps creating a lot of leaders around you. Then comes a transactional leadership. Transactional leadership necessarily means where employees get rewarded for work. So, for example, if you are working in an organization or a business where you have set particular parameters, for if we want to consider that in a practice scenario, if you have if you have made clear parameters that every article or every single team member needs to complete needs to file 100 returns, 200 needs to feed bank statements of 100 clients or any certain parameters, and you are being valued on those parameters, and your compensation is being paid based on those parameters or fixed standards only. That is a kind of transactional leadership. Then comes visionary leadership. Visionary leadership is where energetic focus is laid on the future. So currently the organizations which are working hardly on sustainability reporting, or they are working on digital personal data privacy, or they are working on some AI, maybe AI and ChatGPT, how to use ChatGPT in different scenarios. These kind of organizations are actually having visionary leadership, because they are working a lot on how the future is going to be. what are we going to do 5 years down the lane? How are we going to earn profits 5 years down the lane? What is going to run in next 5, 10 years? So the leadership which thinks about, which has a vision, which thinks about the future and then plan accordingly and take steps in present for the future aimed goal, these kind of leaderships are called visionary leaderships. Now, on a broader level, you can actually do a mix of all these kind of leaderships. And so for example, if you are changing your leadership style from different based on different situations, that will be a situational leadership where decisions and leadership styles vary by situation. And another one is pace setting leadership, where leaders set ambitious goals. So leaders will be setting up goals, will be setting up higher targets, and then the responsibility is entirely on the team how to achieve those targets. So if the leaders are having ambitious goals, then the team also becomes ambitious so that to set a pace, so that to match the pace of the leaders. This type of leadership is called pace setting leadership, and there are situational leadership as well, where depending on situation to situation. So for example, when COVID struck, definitely the leadership will have to change their set of their mindset, their way of thinking, because the circumstance is such that you cannot keep on following the very ambitious goals. You cannot chase very ambitious goals because the industry itself will not permit you to achieve those goals. So situational leadership, you will keep on changing your leadership style, your leadership pattern, depending on situation, depending on business environment, depending on what your team actually needs, and depending on what your business or your clients or the other stakeholders actually need. Going forward, with how can we connect all these kind of leaderships in financial roles? So first of all, if we think that CAs are not leaders, I would like to break that misconception by showing you a very few of the names, like our own Sri Priya ma'am. She has been doing a phenomenal work in changing the way institute is dealing. Apart from her, there are many other names. Some of them you would be knowing, some of them you might not be knowing, but they have really contributed a lot as a leader for their own organizations, and as a leader for the country, as a leader for for themselves, for the community around them. For example, CA Guru Prasad M, who has started Guru and Jana, CA R Shivogam, she was the first female chartered accountant. This itself is an epitome of leadership. And she was not just first chartered accountant, she was also a council member at her time. Kumar Aditya Mangalam, everyone knows about him. He's a business tycoon, and he is still a chartered accountant. So leadership is very much evident. What Rachna Ranade is doing today, what Aman Gupta is doing today, what Piyush Goyal sir is doing today, all these are epitomes of leadership. So first of all, if you are thinking that being a chartered accountant, you cannot become a leader, you are in a false impression. This is a limiting belief of your own. This is a barricade which you are using for yourself, for your own growth. But I would also like to mention that if you are attending this session today, there is definitely a leader within you. So, can you become one of these names? Yes, definitely. Definitely, you can be one of these names. And the most important thing is that leadership is not about designations. Leadership is an art, it's a personality. in a leader is not defined by what designation it is having. It's not necessary that leaders are only CEOs or CFOs of an organization. If you either you are in practice, either you are in a profession, or even if you are in an industry doing some job, having some consultancy or under employment, you can become a leader. It's just that you have to know yourself. So have a vision. Very important thing is, if you want to become a leader, you have to know first what you are, what you can bring to the table, what value you can add at whatever designation you are, at whatever you are doing. If you are clear about what you want to do, about what you are, about your own life purpose, about what you like and what you don't like, then only you will be able to make a stand for yourself and you will be able to represent others. Leadership is not a designation. So every person has a leader. You have to first acknowledge that what you are going to bring to the table. So find yourself. You should have your own mission, purpose, vision, everything identified, better noted down in writing as well. Because with the passage of time, we do get different thoughts, we do get different opportunities, we do get different exposures. But if your goal, your vision, your purpose is written down on a paper, you can always go back, watch that note, watch that handwritten note of yourself, and stick to your own vision. Second step would be set your goals. Goals which are specific, which are measurable, which are achievable, which are relevant and time oriented. So you have to set some SMART goals for yourself as well as for your team if you're handling a team. If you are handling a team, if you are managing people, you should ask them as well to write their own goals. You should communicate your own goals with your entire team. And not just team, not just team in your office or in your workspace. Do communicate your goals with your family members as well. People who say that we keep our professional and personal lives separate, they are living in a myth. It can never be separate. It can never be untouched from each other. You are you. It's just an allocation of your time in with different people. You cannot separate yourself in work and yourself in your home. If you have a very heavy burden of work, either you will not be able to focus on your health, which will compromise your family's health as well, because they would be thinking, oh my God, our loved one is struggling a lot, and they would also be impacted. Similarly, if you are more into your family, if you are regularly attending your family functions, you are missing them a lot, you're not, then you won't be able to focus on your work. So the best way is to make a work-life integration. How you can best integrate your lifestyle, your career, your own goals with both your work and your family. Both goes hand in hand. You cannot separate them from each other. So it's very important to first find yourself. Secondly, set your own goals basis on your finding so that you can achieve your goals or vision or mission. And then communicate all these goals of yours to your family, your friends, your colleagues, your teammates, so that everyone would be able to synergize all their energies, all your energies, and you also will be able to synergize your energies towards achieving that goal, and the chances of you becoming successful becomes very high. Work on the most important things first. Even ChatGPT works based on context. Do you know that? So it's very important to set a context. If you really want to be a very successful leader in whatever position you are currently, first of all, start communicating your context properly. If you go to ChatGPT and ask, who is Nidhi? It won't be able to give a right answer. What it will throw might be is the meaning of the name Nidhi. But if you want to know about me, you will have to ask that, hey ChatGPT, please give me information about Nidhi, who is a YouTuber and who works on process enhancements. Then probably you will be able to get the correct answer. So it is very, very important to set up the context in which you are talking. So one of the very practical examples I would tell, this came up when I was there working as an audit partner. So what happened was, I was given a task that you please you please collate the fixed assets, the fixed assets certificates for the date of putting the machines in place, and I was not told anything else, so I started working. I was doing it in my own pace. After 2 days, when I was asked for the report, it was not really ready because there were 4,000 line items. That time when I told that it is not yet complete, I was given the context that no, the auditor wants it because there is a qualification around this particular line item. My speed changed to triple, and in the next 2 days, I was with my report, at least for the highest valued items. Because as soon as you get to know the context, then only you will be able to take the suitable steps to match the outputs which are desired. Similarly, you also have to make it very clear to your team members by giving them the context. In case you want to be in case you are looking for a higher position, if your boss is coming up and asking, or if you're suppose you have been given a task and and after 2 days your boss comes and asks you that why is the task not complete, you have to set that context for the boss that, boss, I was not available in the office for the last 1.5 days. I was sick. I was on leave, so that's why I was not able to meet the target. You give me this much time, and I'll be able to deliver it to you. So it is very important to set the context, even if it is for seniors or if it is for juniors, both ways. Assign the right people for the right task. In case you are in a role where you are collaborating with different teams, you have to define tasks for different teams, that which person is going to be responsible for doing what things. And that you'll be able to do only if you have a clarity about what all tasks are involved. Then only you will be able to assign the tasks to your subordinates, to your colleagues. You can maybe seek help from some senior of yours or some friend of yours or a colleague of yours, only if you are able to segregate the list of tasks which you have to do. So it's not just about building goals or communicating the goals clearly. The most crucial thing is the action which needs to be taken. Ask, discuss, and finalize your plan of action and help your team finalize theirs. They might knowingly or unknowingly need your guidance in setting up their own task list as well. because by now you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. They might not be having that clear vision, so they might need the help in deciding their task list. Also, at times it happens that if you are dealing with your juniors or maybe your colleagues, they might not be knowing everything which you know. So, just to if you think that this is the particular output which you want, and you know it better that for getting this output, what are things you would need, it's better to assign those tasks to the right person, and also discuss the task assigned with the right person, that what is their understanding of the task given. So there's a difference between guidance and micromanagement, which we have to be very noteful about, because when you're guiding someone, you just tell them the actions are theirs. When you're micromanaging, you get deep down into the action stage as well. If you are micromanaging, your team won't trust you, they will get irritated, and they won't want to work, because they would feel like everything he only will do now, he or she will do. Why should I interfere? Or they might think that they want whatever, like they want things in their own way only. It won't matter, or it won't contribute, or they feel undervalued when you start micromanaging things. Give your team the space to perform. Being cautious about the work, about the progress of the work, does not mean that you start completing the work yourself. You need to delegate the task for all the decision making and execution, and at the same time keep a track as well. If you are in a managing position, you don't have to actually get into completing the actions, and at the same time you also don't have to leave the task on the team members without any follow up, without any track of it. At a managing position, you should be having a track. Or even if you're not at a managing position, if you are given a particular task and you have to get that completed, if you are dealing with your colleagues or your seniors, you should keep on following up at some reasonable timing, that particular date is there. Should we can you please let me know what is the status of it? They might have just forgot about it, or they might have prioritized some other things prior. So you have to get a track of it, and not keep on nudging people on their head to get the things done. Be fully engaged with the task in front of you. Leaders lead by example. That goes without a mention. Leaders lead only by example. If you are delegating tasks and you are not taking follow-up, the team would think that this person does not care about it. Might be it is this particular task given is not a priority task, and they would start spending their time somewhere else. Also, if you having if your team members are trying to reach out to you to give you the status update, and you are busy with your maybe mobile phone, maybe some other project or anything else, then again this happens that since you yourself are not very much keen about the thing which you are doing, about the project which you have given to your team members, why would they be considerate about it? They won't. If you are in a follow-up need, keep your phone aside. Switch to a not so smart watch. So at times you will just keep on watching your smartwatch for the notifications, for the call notifications, or some other kind of pop-up which distracts the person sitting in front of you. So for example, I'm having this phone in my hand, but I'm talking to you. I'm not doing anything else on this phone. Even then you will feel distracted. You will feel that she is into something else and she is not giving attention. So it's very important to keep your phone aside. Keep a simple wristwatch, which is not a smartwatch maybe. The idea is not to get distracted and make the other person feel that they are being valued, they are being listened to. These are very small things, but it do impacts a lot when it comes to leadership. A leader does not become leader just by one set of action. There are a number of small actions which take place during a period of time. You don't become leader in just one single day. Just by enrolling as a candidate for the elections, it does not guarantee that you will win the election. It does not mean that you are a leader. Definitely, taking that first step is getting you near that leadership role of yours. But just taking that first step does not mean that you are a leader. However, if you have been working for the society from a very long time and now you are opting to become a leader, become a candidate, then there are high chances that you will win, because there are people who were watching out, who were watching out your work, who were getting inspired by you, and they treat you as a leader. So you have to be enthusiastic about the task assigned if you really want the team to complete it. This might include follow-ups, giving inputs, noting down the inputs which you have given so that you can follow up on those particular inputs or check for that particular inputs when the final deliverable is given to you. And key pointers observed. You should keep a track of your observations and keep communicating your observations in a timely manner, maybe 15 days, maybe every 30 days, every month. You should have a meeting with your team, discuss about the feedbacks, take feedbacks from your team, try to improve on the feedbacks you have received, not just taking feedback. Also try to improve the feedbacks, improve upon, use those feedbacks to improve yourself. If you are taking a feedback, speaking very politely, but not taking any actions to it, you are not going to succeed for sure. From the next time, your team is not going to tell you the truth because they think that it does not matter. Our points are not being valued. The person will remain the same only. What's the point of giving that feedback and demeaning our own image? So meet the timeline or set the timeline if you have. So these steps are very small steps which you have to practice continuously to become a great leader one day. If you are working with a team from maybe different segments or your own team in your practicing profession, don't just give the work, don't just assign the work, assign the work with a timeline. And when it comes to review, assign timeline for yourself as well. Complete that review in that given time so that the importance for the work, the value for the work, and the value for you will improve, will increase. People will start trusting you. Also, the same goes for the customers as well. If you have taken a project, tell them that this particular project is going to be complete by this time. If you think that you're not able to, you're not going to deliver by this time, tell them in advance that boss, this is going to get a bit delayed by this time. Set timelines for you, for your team, for your customers, for your clients, for everyone around you. And if you deviate, inform it priorhand. That will show how important things are for you. So you get what you said. Just think about it. You're not a leader if you're not making more leaders. And that's absolutely true. So, for instance, APJ Abdul Kalam, we take him as a leader. We consider him as a leader across the nation. maybe across the globe. And he has really inspired a lot of people, whether they have met him, whether they have not met him, just by his stories, to become those leaders in their own field. Even we from commerce background get inspired by reading his story that if he can do it, we also can do it. We can achieve anything. There are infinite possibilities. You just have to set your goals. So you are not a leader essentially if you are not making more leaders. Leadership is a journey from decision taking to decision making. When you are in a decision taking phase, you take decisions for yourself, for everyone around you. But it can be possible, and it is highly possible that people are not that much interested in whatever decision you are taking. So they might be not in having that parallel with what decisions you are taking, and ultimately what happens after some time, you will end up you will end up not making those decisions if you're not a leader. Leadership is when you align people with your idea. When you're able to align people with your idea, everything will fall in place. So if you are a decision taker right now, try to align people with what you want, what is your goal. Try to communicate it clearly. Try to just tell them that if they are useful, how they are useful. Seek help. And then you will find that you are getting good inputs from your surrounding itself, which helps you make better decisions. There is one thing about Nelson Mandela. You all would have heard about Nelson Mandela. And someone asked him that, how did you become a great leader? And what he told was, the way we have panchayats, the same way in Africa, they used to have some community meetings, and his father was the head of that community meeting. He was a chief of that particular panchayat. And what he told, I used to go to these panchayats when I was child. And what I learned over there was, I observed that my father was the last one to speak in the entire meeting. And secondly, we used to sit in a circular format. Everyone used to sit in a circular format. Everyone used to speak, and my father used to be the last person to speak. Which clearly shows that a leader is not the person who keeps on telling what to do. Leaders are the decision makers. It's very important if you are dealing with a team, it's important to consider each and every aspect of it, to consider the opinions, to know different perspectives of the entire team. Align the team, and then just listen to all of them, make them feel heard. Don't pass any judgments at the time you are listening. No yes, no on any of the comments. Listen to it mindfully. You can ask questions during this meeting which you think are obvious. If you don't have questions about any of the topic, it's not necessary to ask. But if you are having any questions or any doubts, throw out the questions during that meeting. Ask relevant questions and make the decision only at the end. Rethink about your vision. Just absorb whatever everyone is saying. Assess the situation. Assess what the situation demands, and then take a stand. Because if you really want to become a leader, you cannot change your stand here and there. Now and then, you cannot keep on changing your stand now and then. You have to take a firm stand. And if you have heard all the perspectives, if you have listened to all the perspectives, all the valued inputs, then only you will be able to make that final stand which is firm, and you will be able to assess the situation from different angles, and you will be able to finalize that one single step, that one single decision, that one single action which needs to be taken to overcome that particular situation. So leadership is the journey of decision taking to decision making. When you are making a dish, you include a lot of elements in it. When you are taking a dish, it's not your decision. You just take it. You just take it and eat it. If you like it, good. If you don't like it, good. When you are making when you are making the dish, you are adding different elements. You are assessing that what needs to be added for what kind of an outcome. To become a leader, this is very important, and in all the aspects of a chartered accountant, it is crucial. There is a client of yours, a very valued client, you're getting a good business out of the client. The client comes up, he has done something messy in the books. You are able to identify that, and just by the fear of losing that client, if you say, oh, although this is there, but okay, fine, I will sign, you will never become that leader. Never ever. If you have taken a stand, if you have already assessed all the situations, and then you are doing a particular task, then you are taking a decision, that is where leadership comes. If you are not able to convince that client, if you are not able to leave that client, that client becomes the leader, and you are dancing as a puppet of that client. You have to decide what you want to become. In such kind of critical situations, your visions, your life purpose, that helps. That comes as a huge help when you have a fixed vision, when you have a certain output for yourself, when you have set goals, when you have a set of goals, when your entire team is aligned with your goals, you can take a firm decision that, boss, this is not going to work. We have to be aligned with what the compliance needs, what the regulatory needs. Max to max, what we can do is we can find this particular loophole which might save you this %. But if this is an action which you have to take that. You are playing a leadership role when you are able to convince your client about what is right, and you are able to communicate to your client that what is your decision, that too firmly. You know what will happen if you have taken a firm decision and communicated that clearly to your client? That client will have a huge respect for you. One, that client, if it is possible for the client to do that, they will rectify their mistake. If it is not possible for them to rectify their mistake, still they might leave you, but with a very high level of respect. They will do your mouth publicity. If they meet some good person, they will tell that, boss, you go to that person. You are not in you're not on a soup, so you can actually afford to go to that person. That person is really good. I'm sure if you go to that particular person, your company will not have any trouble. That is how leadership helps, and that is how leadership is important. The decision making of leader is that important. Definitely it can it can make you or break you, but it depends on you, your mindset, how strong you are, how firm you are while taking those decisions. You are not a leader if you are not being followed. Myth. It is a myth. There are multiple viral videos which get multiple followers, but not all of these people are leaders. If you would have heard about Dhinchak Puja or maybe Hello Friends Chai Pilo, they have huge fan following, or you can say D fan following, but they are not leaders. Everything comic, everything funny is that it's not necessary that there's a leader behind it. A leader have a vision. They do things from a particular mindset. They have firm beliefs. They know what they're doing, and that's why they are able to get following of like-minded people. So you decide what kind of followers you want. You want followers who are always cribbing about you, saying negative about you, keeping you down, or you want followers who are praising you, who respect you. If you are making, if you are doing something for the sake of doing it, or you are doing something because you want to do it, that will decide if you are becoming a leader or a follower. Now, resolving conflicts the leader way. It requires a lot of guts to resolve conflicts. And before resolving conflicts, the bravery is where you acknowledge that there is a conflict, where you acknowledge that there is a mistake. Acknowledgement is the first step to growth. Be it emotional growth, be it spiritual growth, be it technical growth. If you don't think that you are not good at Indes and you need Indes, you will never go to pursue a course on Indes. You will never open up Indes and study about it. If you don't think that you are not good at it. So thinking or feeling that I am not good at it, or I have to learn something, is not a bad thing. It is the first step towards your own growth. So first of all, acknowledge that there is a conflict. Just listen to what the client or customer or a team member, whoever is giving that negative remark, what are they trying to say? Every no has a hidden yes for something else. So as a small example, as let's say there is a kid, the parents, if the parents are saying no for using the mobile phone to that kid, they essentially mean that baby, go out and play. We are saying no for this mobile screen because we feel that you are at loss, because we feel that you are, because they are concerned for that kid. That's why they are saying no. It does not mean that they don't love the kid. They do love the kid, and that's the reason they are saying no. So every no has a hidden yes. If a girl says no, if you have proposed someone and she says no, it might mean 3-4 things. It might mean that they love someone else. It might mean that they are not ready for it. It might mean that they want to pursue something else. They might have different goals or vision for themselves. So, first of all, acknowledge that there is a no, that there is a negative expression coming in, and try to find why there is this negative expression coming in. A good leader is first a good listener. Be in present and listen to the problem your team, your clients, your customers are facing. Be attentive to it. Value those inputs. The first step to resolution of any conflict, tiny, big, any kind of conflict, is always acknowledgement. Ask relevant questions to solve the issue. If you think, okay, fine, first of all, we have acknowledged that, okay, there is something happening. Now we need to resolve it. Take that responsibility, take that first step. Don't be that person that, oh, this is the problem. Okay, that team is going to handle it. It is not my business. You please contact that particular team. It's not something which I have to do. No, take that responsibility. If you really want to become a leader, take that responsibility and take that extra step to connect the problem to the place where you will get the right answer. If you became that connect, that okay, this customer is getting this problem, or this client is facing this problem, or my team member is facing this problem, I know that the answer is lying here. Don't ask the customer to reach out to that thing and get the answer. You become that channel. You become that channel. You become that key. You become that chain which would connect that customer and that solution together. That is what leaders do. They seek solutions. They understand the problem and they try to find a solution. Okay, you won't be able to give the solution to this problem. Fine, not a problem. But at least you can connect the right people. You can connect to the right people. That is in your hand. That is something which you can do. Then do it. That will be something which will make you a leader. Okay, ask relevant questions so that you will be able to assess that who's going to be the right person to solve it, or maybe if you can solve the problem or not. Don't try to buy time or distract the customer or your client that no, there's a technical glitch. This got delayed, but you only have done you only have given the data late, or things like there was a technical glitch on the site, that's why you were not able to complete, and that's why there was a delay in filing. No. Even if you don't say it on face, your customer, your client is not going to buy it. Till the time he is not getting the solution, he's not going to buy it. Maximum what will happen, your customer will lose trust on you. Okay, so in this moment of crisis or in this moment of conflict, your efforts will build the trust more than the actual result. It's important to at least make that effort. It's not necessary that you'll be able to solve this problem. But even if you made this effort or this extra mile to connect the person to the right person who will be able to resolve the problem, that effort is visible to your client. By bringing two people together, by bringing right people together, you are actually building a bond which is going to stay always. That this person is always going to remember that, oh, that I connected to Nidhi and she helped me resolve the problem. It can be possible that this person is not even able to remember who has actually solved the problem, but he will definitely remember Nidhi. Because I have helped, I have done that extra mile. I have made that extra effort because of the effort which I have made, not because of the solution. It can also be possible that ultimately the things were screwed only, nothing got resolved. But still, that person will remember that there was this person. If I'm having any problem, I can connect to this lady, because I'm sure that she will be able to help me or connect me to the person who can help me. This is the power of leadership. And when you don't have a solution, communicate clearly. It can be possible. See, mess ups happen. Okay, in day-to-day regular business, regular practice, employment, no one is perfect. Mistakes will happen. Mistakes are bound to happen. We are human. To err is to be human. But if there is a mistake, first of all, acknowledge that there is a mistake. Second, try to find the solution. What all can be the solution? If you can resolve it or not. If someone else can resolve it or not. Try to find those solutions, and if there can be some situations where there is no solution to it. If there is no solution to it, accept that first. First of all, you accept that, boss, I do not have any kind of solution readily available for you right now. Okay. Offer an alternative, offer a chance, maybe a chance that give me a second chance. I'll be like we can maybe this particular form is stuck. We won't be able to clear it through. So give us a second chance. What I'll do, I will re-upload this form, and maybe now it will work. This will cost this much. So you let me know if you're ready to do this. I will bear that cost. Maybe depending on situation to situation and how much value is involved. You can offer a second chance for it. Okay, offer an alternative, or boss, I am not able to do this, but there is this person, a friend of mine. I can connect you to that person, and that person only will be able to do this. So in practices, we do have a lot of people who are expert or who have a niche practice. You can always look upon them, and you can always tell, if, at least for a critical case, do not, if you are not an expert to it, take the expert help, take the opinion of the expert, and your client will also be happy about it, that this person is thinking so much about me that he is referring me to the expert. So I'm getting an expert service. Oh wow, I'm getting a value addition. That client will in fact be happy about it. Okay, so offer an alternative, or ask them for a second chance, or compensate. If you are in a business, you can also compensate. Okay, boss, we are seriously very sorry. We were not able to deliver this on, and you wanted to on it on this date. If you are fine with it, we can give it from another brand, from our competitor's brand, or we can compensate to you. Swiggy does that. Swiggy, so if your delivery has any kind of defect, you can instantly ask for the refund and they will refund you the amount. So offer an alternative or a chance or a compensation, but be brave about it. Face it off with confidence like a lion. Put your eye in the other person's eye, and with that confidence, with that determination, with that clarity, communicate that, boss, we won't be able to solve this situation. What max to max, what we can do is 1, 2, 3. The choice is yours. Give them the choice. That's how leaders deal with conflicts. Running away from a conflict will never solve a conflict, plus it will break people's trust on you. Leadership is a very trustworthy, trustful, and trust-bearing position. You have to respect that trust element first. And as Shripriya ma'am already told, don't sweat the small stuff. Set your materiality levels. At least we as chartered accountants can understand how important materiality is. Set your materiality levels, OM, PM, set it. Okay? And make it a thing that you don't have to cross your materiality levels. If this particular value is involved, you are not going to break your head into it. It is not going to benefit anyone. Your team is not. Your team is going to think that, oh God, this person is such a headache. You don't have to become a headache. You have to become a leader, right? Materiality not just helps in concluding audit observations, but it also plays a vital role in life skills. It serves as a breather to you. It gives you space and help you reach the top without leaving behind anyone. Okay, some mishap happened for a small amount. Okay, fine, let it be. It's okay. Mistakes happen. Something here and there. Okay, fine. Salt is a bit less, it is not equal to the perfect taste. Okay, fine, get some salt, sprinkle it, have your food. Okay, be happy about what you're having. But if something is critical, you didn't even got food, the chapatis were burned, then you will have to tell, then you will have to take that stand, that boss, please, this is not something which will work. Or, dude, this is not how I eat food. Can be either ways, depending on what kind of leadership you are having, what kind of relationship you are having, what kind of relationship you want to maintain. It can be possible that that burnt chapati was because you have stood up something. Okay, so depending on situation, which you will be better able to analyze, but don't sweat on the small stuff. Ignore the small stuff. It's okay. It's okay to ignore things at times as well, depending on how much valuable it is. Okay. Learn to say no to people and projects that do not align with your goals. You want to build a successful business, you want to build a successful practice, and just at that time, you got a client who want to go for an MLA candidature. They have not filed their return for last 3 years. And when you see the bank statements, it is loaded with numbers, a lot of cash transactions, and you are asked not to give any observation. Now you have to take a stand. You have to revisit your vision, your goal, that what your goal is, and is this project going to help you get that, to reach out to that goal? If you're fine with it, if you are ready to take that challenge, if you're ready to take that risk, if you're comfortable, okay, fine, go ahead. But if you're not comfortable, it's not necessary that you take up that project. You can say no about it. So let's begin our leadership journey. I would be happy to take up questions. And as everyone have already described my introduction, I'm someone who works on process enhancements, cost optimizations. I help organizations implement policies, develop policies for them, and I really want to help businesses. We are trying to reach that $5 trillion economy, and that is going to happen only and only if we have multiple businesses. It's not easy to do a business. There are multiple challenges which you face day in, day out in businesses. And I'm trying through my podcast, Think It, I'm trying to get experts on the panel who will be able to help solve these regular operation business issues. So over to Samvit ji. Hello. Yeah, so questions are welcomed. If anyone have any kind of question, I would be happy to take up the questions.
Nidhi ma'am, we have some questions.
Yes,
Particularly,
sir, please. Yeah.
we are asking these questions. What are the differences between corporate leadership skills and professional practicing leadership skills?
See, leadership is leadership. Okay. What will be the difference is the situations and circumstances which you are in. In practice, you would be dealing more with customers and your team whom you are guiding to execute particular tasks. And as a professional, as an employee, you will be dealing with your boss, who you can replace as a client, and your colleagues or your subordinates, who will be replacing as your team members. But the skills will remain same. The way you are handling situations is what makes you the leader. Okay. So there is always a possibility of having different situations, but this is also for sure that there are mistakes which are bound to happen. How you are dealing with the mistakes, how you are acknowledging it, how you are putting them in place in front of others will be something which is going to make you a leader. I hope I answer the question.
Next question is, how far leadership helps in our profession, as most of the tasks we need to do personally?
Okay, so if in case you are in a situation where you are ending up doing multiple tasks yourself, you need to rethink about your team and how you are communicating with your team. You might need to actually what do I say it? So you will have to start setting up the context. Okay. So there can be multiple situations. One situation can be that the team is not ready or not equipped with the set of knowledge which is required to complete those particular kind of tasks. So in that particular case, you take up an extra step. You take up an added step to maybe arrange for a training session whereby whereby a person can deliberate over how to execute that particular given task. In that way, you will be having a plus point saying that, boss, I try to help you. Now you will have to help me because I am giving you the training. Now is the time for execution. Okay. Second thing, it is very important to keep a positive mindset and a positive environment across. If your statements are more of you are giving a task and you are feeling or you are giving a task with a vibe that I know you guys are not going to do it. I don't know, like ultimately I am only the person who is going to complete this task. Trust me, that task is never going to get completed, even if the person is having that skill set or that knowledge to complete it. You have to trust your team members. You have to have a faith or believe in your team members and give them sufficient time. Try to play on the time factor. Okay. You assign the task to the person along with a time limit. First, this is the task you have to complete it by this time. I want it to be done by this time. It can be possible that your team members are getting stuck. It will be very much visible on their face itself. But this is for sure that they will try to give their best out of it. Okay. Acknowledge their efforts. And if the problem is that if the problem is with respect to the knowledge part, uh, just keep on checking every few hours. Don't speak to them, but keep on checking their faces. Are their faces comfortable? Is it something like everything is sorted and we are able to crack it? Or is it something like I am stuck, I don't know how to do it? If you are able to assess that they are feeling stuck, stand up, go to them, ask that what they are doing. Okay, that is what I meant by saying that keep a track of it. Don't micromanage, don't go for completing the work, but at least keep a track of it. Because if you only are going to do the task and you are having a team, it makes no sense of having that team. if they are not able to deliver, if they are not able to give the outputs. I hope this answers the query.
Technology AI, how it is helpful in leading team?
Technology and AI is very much helpful in leading teams, because when you start using AI and technology in your day-to-day regular routine work, clerical work, your clerical work and the efforts taken for the clerical work get reduced, and you automatically save at least 4 to 5 hours daily. When you start implementing, become comfortable with implementing AI and different technological tools, you save at least 4 to 5 hours, which you can use in training, upgradation of your team, in discussing things with your team, that what are they, what is their strategy, how are they going to do it, how are they going to implement things. So that way, it helps you save that time for discussions, for improving that emotional intelligence, for implementing that emotional intelligence as well in the work. See, there are 4 kind of intelligence. One is the IQ, okay, intelligence question. Then there is emotional question. There is a spiritual question, and there is one more, which is the tendency to deal with adversity. So adversity question. Okay, there are 4 types of question. A person actually develops and grow and scale to next level only when he or she has crossed or upgraded themselves in terms of all these 4 questions. Okay, so it's very important that you emphasize on developing all these 4 skills. So if you're able to save 4 or 5 hours by using AI or technology, you can actually implement, you can actually utilize 1 hour or 2 hour in developing your team, in introducing some fun activities for your team, or maybe ask one of the person to deliberate a session on a particular topic, and this can be done on a cyclical basis. So they also need to prepare for the deliberation. No? They will have to prepare. If they want to present something, they'll have to prepare. They would need that preparation time as well. If you are dealing with people who are yet to clear their exams, they will need time for preparation. So you can align everyone's objective, everyone's vision, everyone's growth objective for themselves, and use these 4 or 5 hours which have been saved for aligning yourself with their, aligning your goals or your vision with their vision. That's how it will help you improve as a leader, AI and technology.
How to resolve conflicts in teams?
Sorry,
How to manage 2 conflicting bosses? Skills required to manage bosses.
Okay, great question, I must say. First of all, I would like to get you back to 12th standard BCom. Okay, we used to have this in course, what is called Principles of Management, 14 Principles of Management, whereby one of the principle of management is principle of order. So there should be one boss to one, like employees should be having one boss, and the orders should be coming from one boss only. Okay. However, when it comes to practicality, there can be situations where you are getting commands from 2 different bosses. But in any of the situation, you will have to prioritize. Okay. What best you can do is you got an assignment from boss 1. Maybe that particular boss is your immediately reporting boss. Okay, the person whom you have to whom you are under, which person, and you have to report that person directly. If you are direct reporting to a person, prioritize a task as per the as per your direct manager or direct supervisors say. Okay, do your task according to that person. And let's say if someone of his same management level comes and asks you to do a particular task, tell that person that, boss, I am currently busy with completing this particular task which my direct supervisor has assigned me. So I will be able to complete your task only after this time. Play with timelines. Okay. Tell him that I'm currently busy in this particular task. I'll need this much time to complete it. And only after this, I will be able to take up your task. So if you want me to do this particular task, I will be able to deliver you by this time. Okay. That will show that you are on top of the things you are doing. One. Second, if the task which the other person is trying to assign you is really crucial, urgent, important, he will talk to your direct supervisor. He or she will talk to your direct supervisor that, boss, I want this particular thing to be done on an urgent basis. Please tell this person to do it immediately. So you have set it up the context, you have set it up your priorities, and you are clear. Okay. Don't use this thing to escape from work. Okay. Because you become a leader when you are able to go that extra mile and help as many people as you can. So don't try to use this mechanism as an escape route. Okay. Once you are done with your task list, which has been given to you, you yourself stand up, take up a step, and ask that other manager that, was, now I have completed. If it is still pending, tell me, now I can complete it. Okay, now I can try to give it to you. This is one way. Second thing is, it can be possible that there is your direct supervisor and there is one more person who is above your direct supervisor, and he has given you the orders to complete a particular assignment. Since he is above the direct supervisor, definitely the task which he has given would be a priority. You can take up that task on priority, but inform your direct supervisor that, boss, sir or ma'am has told me to do this thing. So I'm starting with this. Can and that's why I will be doing, I'll be submitting the particular report which you have asked me to after completing the part which boss has told me to do. Okay, so setting up timelines and setting up your priority yourself, that might help. But for that also, you will have to write down or jot down what exactly your to-do list is. What is your task list? You need to know your own task list first. Then only you will be able to set up your priority and give your timelines to anyone else. Any other questions, Samit sir?
Yeah, the question is right now, if we'll ask Tamonas particularly, if team down the line doesn't follow you because they are old in
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able to
no,
get
they
it.
are old in the organization. How to deal with this such situation?
Okay, so you are, if I understood the question right, you are dealing with a situation whereby you have very senior people in the organization, and they are giving you commands which you are not able to justify, or what is the problem? That how to deal with the oldies?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, identify who is your boss. Okay, who are you responsible to answer at the first place? How you can do that? You can maybe check who is going to assess your performance, and check who is going to who based on whose decision actually you are going to get the promotions or amount, like, or your salary or your bonuses or anything else. This sound materialistic, but this is the practicality. Okay, you have to prioritize somebody. At times it happens that you have to deal with very senior people. You are you are a junior one, so you cannot disrespect them, and at the same time you have to do what has been asked you to do by your supervisor. Okay, so it becomes very important to know actually who is the boss. Once you know who is the boss, then if the aged person is if the aged person or a senior person is asking you to do something, the same will apply. Be very clear that what is your task list. Tell them that I will be able to complete it only after I have done this thing which is on my priority list already. Once you have but do note that you have heard them, because you cannot disrespect them, and you cannot disrespect anyone, be it senior, be it a junior. If you are disrespecting any single person, you are disrespecting yourself. You are creating a distrust or misbelief for your own personality as well. When you are shouting on someone else, then you are losing your integrity, not that other person. Okay. So if you are demeaning someone, you are losing your integrity, not the other person. Okay, keep this in mind always. So if a senior person is coming to you asking to do a particular thing, acknowledge them and tell them that, boss, I understand what you are saying, but I already have this thing on my plate. I will definitely try to help you, but when we have completed this, okay. In case there is a conflict of what your boss is saying and what that other person is saying, uh, because you are dealing with a senior person, you cannot disrespect that person. Tell the senior person as well that, sir, can we my boss has been telling me to do this. Can we sit together and discuss that what exactly needs to be done? Or you can maybe tell that, sorry, sir, I won't be able to. I've been told strictly to do it in this manner only. I will ask my boss about this suggestion and act accordingly. Okay. Because at times you have to tell that other person as well that you are confused. Okay. It can be possible that some people do not have respect for that other person, but it does not mean that you also treat that person with disrespect. Don't go by the experiences of others or by what others tell you about a person, but be cautious about whatever whatever in general. If people are having a particular notion about XYZ person, be cautious about it, but don't go by that same perception that okay, everyone is saying that this person is this kind of is having this kind of behavior, so he or she is having this kind of behavior. Go by your own instinct, but always be cautious. If everyone is telling something, always be cautious that this can happen to you. I think I am able to answer that. If you are dealing with senior people, don't distinguish that you are dealing with a senior or you are dealing with a junior. You have to treat everyone with respect. One thing. Second thing, prioritize your list, your to-do list, and communicate clearly that, boss, I am having this task and I have to complete it. After that only I'll be able to help you out. If the situations are more vigorous, you can tell your reporting manager that, boss, this is the situation. This person has asked me to do this thing. You tell me that what should I do? Yes, sir.
How you will deal with the real life situations such as what happened in Singania group of Ramans?
I'm so sorry. I'm not having the detailed knowledge about this particular case.
That leadership crisis in that Raymond group, na?
Right.
That participant wants to ask.
Okay. All right. So in such a situation, see, transfer of leadership is an altogether different topic than becoming a leader. Okay. When you are becoming a leader, it has if see, you are a leader, it does not mean that you are rich. Okay, the riches needs to be handled in a different manner, and the leadership is what you are and what you have created for yourself. It is your own integrity. Okay, the problem might have occurred because of a lack of communication and understanding between the father and the son. This is only my opinion or my idea. I do not know exactly what was the situation, what was the communication which used to happen between both of them. So I think I'm the wrong person to make a comment on it. But at the same time, if you really want to become a great leader and be successful as well, communication is the key. You should always keep your communications clear. And whatever happened in the Raymond case, you should actually be cautious about whatever steps you are taking. Okay, being a good leader is different, and being a good father is a very different thing. Although these two are interlinked, but communication is the key. At times, what happens, no, we are able to communicate with our teams, but we miss to communicate with our family, which ultimately gives us troublesome results. So it is definitely very much needed to communicate clearly with your family that what is your goal, what do you want from life, and understand and acknowledge that what do they want from life. Okay, if they are unhappy about anything with respect to you, acknowledge that and try to resolve it. Suppose you have a kid, you went home, and your kid is upset about you coming late or you not able to attend some of his or her event. Acknowledge that and replace it with, not, I would not say compensation in terms of some chocolate or money. Don't bribe your kid, but replace it with spending a good quality time with your kid. Be there so that your kid will start realizing that no, it's just that my parent was in a in a particular situation. That's why my parent was not there at my important moment. But they do care for me, they do love me, and I am really important for them. Especially with fathers, a lot of time it happens that there is the communication between the father and the kids is not strong. The bond between them is not strong. So anyone can be a father. Anyone can be a father, but it takes a lot of time and love and bond to become a dad or papa or papa. Okay, you can become Papa Ji or Pita Ji or Appa. Okay, but it takes a lot of warmth to develop that relationship of love. Your family, with your family members, you should always have a relationship of love, because if that love is missing, then that care won't be there. Okay, we do not know that what exactly both of them saw while they were growing up. So it would be disrespectful, and it would not be a good thing to comment about such a situation. That's what I feel. Sir, Samit sir.
Yeah. What are the qualities do you think leaders today lack most? As a leader, if there is a unique conflict which a leader has not gone through, then how the leader should respond to it?
So there are definitely going to be unique conflicts across your entire journey. You are definitely going to see ups and downs. You are definitely going to encounter something which was beyond your imagination. Okay, but in such a situation, as a leader, first of all, you have to stay calm. Okay, stay calm and try to understand the problem from a bird's eye view. Okay, simple thing would be, first of all, assess that what the problem is, identifying the problem, which I've already mentioned in my earlier slides as well, during my presentation as well, that acknowledgement is the key to growth. A problem comes to test your skills. So if you are facing any problem, think about it as an examination. Okay, even to clear chartered accountancy course, you have appeared for at least 3 examinations. Okay, so consider it as an exam. You do not know what questions will be put in the exam. Okay, but if you really want to clear the exam, one thing is you should be prepared. Life will throw situations to you only when you are prepared. Okay, to test if your preparedness is right or not. So you are already prepared to deal with the situation. Just trust that, first thing. Okay, then second thing is you'll have to strategize that how am I going to solve this. So for that you need to understand that what is the problem and where is it coming from. Third thing is that once you have understood the problem, now analyze that, do you have a solution to it? If the answer is yes, then figure out what the solution is. If the answer is no, then you will not get anything just by worrying. If you cannot control it, if you don't have any solution, it's okay. Be calm. Why are you stressing out? You cannot do anything, right? So just be empathetic about it, acknowledge that it's there, and we have to deal with it. So start dealing with it. If you can do something about it, or if you think that you know someone who can do something about it, discuss. Okay, discuss, acknowledge, tell the situation, try to figure out what the solution can be. Okay, now once you have figured out the solution, implement the solution. It's as simple as that. Okay, so it applies with anyone else as it applies on a person who is in practice, as a person who is in industry, as a person who is in employment, as a person who is an entrepreneur. You will always get challenges. You will always get situations which are unique, different. You would have not thought about it. You would have not expected it. But at the time of crisis, first thing which you have to do is stay calm and analyze what the problem is. Okay, acknowledge what the problem is. Once you get to know, once you get to understand that what is the problem, then only you will be able to find the solution for it. Analyze what the problem is, write it down maybe, and try to figure out what all possible solutions you are having against that problem. Write down what all the possible solutions you are having, and then analyze it or strategize that, okay, if I go with solution A, what would be my costs and benefits? Situation B, costs and benefits. Situation C, costs and benefits. And when you are trying to figure out the costs and benefits, do make a note that about the cost, about the emotional cost as well. Okay, don't just go by numbers. Also consider the emotional cost involved in this. Okay, so I think yeah, that would be my answer to it. Hope this helps.
Last question. How can a practicing chartered accountant be a charismatic leader? Can you list the do's and don'ts?
I think the entire session was about that only. Do's and don'ts would be, be very clear about your vision, set up your goals, communicate clearly. This is very, very important, and communicate it not just with yourself, not just with your team, which is on ground on business. Communicate it with your family as well. Your family is always a support system. Okay, so do communicate what you are expecting with your family as well. If you are not telling your expectations, there are high chances you will never find any of your family members meeting that expectation. So communication is the key. Don'ts would be never disrespect anyone. Even if it is a beggar, even if it is a watchman, even if it is a very small employee or kids of employees, Do not disrespect anyone on any basis, not on the basis of age, not on the basis of gender, not on the basis of color. Try to disassociate yourself from building up any kind of preconceived judgments or bias. Although we are supposed to be biased about a few things. And second thing, appreciate. Okay, don't forget to appreciate people. It does not mean
अभी
that
आपको
you
बुरा
just
होगा।
keep on appreciating everyone and each one. No, your appreciation should be genuine. Okay, but do appreciate people. Yes, sir.
With this, I am inviting CA Sunil Bansal for giving the summary of this session, whatever held on today.
Thank you, Sambit. Today we learned a lot of things from our learned speaker, Nidhi ji. So if I summarize this session, I can say that leadership skills are very, very essential for chartered accountants to thrive in their roles, whether they are in public practice, industry, or government. By owning leadership skills, chartered accountants can not only excel in their current roles, but also position themselves for future career advancement and success in the dynamic field of accounting and finance. By cultivating leadership skills, CAs can enhance their effectiveness, drive positive outcomes, and inspire others to achieve collective success in their personal and professional endeavors. From today's session, we have learned various issues of leadership skills for chartered accountants. It has been such an honor to be a part of this wonderful webcast on leadership skills for chartered accountants organization by the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, ICI. On behalf of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, ICI, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, CA Nidhi Malani, for her enlightening session, and CA Dr. Anuj Goel, Chairman, Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, ICI. CA Sri Priya Kumar, Vice Chairperson, Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, ICI, for their active guidance. Sincere thanks to the event enablers who enabled the webcast throughout. A wide round of applause, and thanks to our speaker, CA Nidhi Malani ji. Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, ICI, and other stakeholders who made the webcast a memorable one. Finally, we would like to thank all of you present here and helping us make this webcast a grand success. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sunil Bansal ji. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, PK Singhal ji. And thank you, Samit Misra sir. And all our honorable delegates from each and every part of the country and outside country for attending this very, very important VCM webinar on leadership skills. I'm really grateful, really indebted to Nidhi Malani ma'am for teaching us practically the nitty-gritties of the leadership skills, and we look forward for your continued support, Nidhi ma'am, in the times to come. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sunil Bansal sir. Thank you very much, PK Singhal ji. Thank you, Dr. Samit Kumar Misra ji, very, very active and dynamic secretary of Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, and all the delegates from each and every part of the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
This we conclude today's webcast. Thank you to all.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.